Yes, the National Electrical Code, commonly referred to as the NEC, does specifically address the construction of electrical signs. Within the NEC, you will find articles and sections that directly pertain to the installation, wiring, and safety requirements for these types of electrical equipment. These regulations are important to understand for anyone involved in the design, installation, or inspection of electrical signs, ensuring compliance and promoting public safety. The NEC provides detailed guidelines to mitigate potential hazards associated with electrical signs, which include fire hazards, electrical shock hazards, and other potential risks related to the operation of these signs. These guidelines encompass various aspects of sign construction and installation, such as the types of wiring methods permitted, the overcurrent protection requirements, the grounding and bonding specifications, and the proper installation of disconnects. Article 600 of the NEC, titled Electric Signs and Outline Lighting, is the primary resource addressing these specific requirements. It provides comprehensive information on the proper installation, wiring, and maintenance of electrical signs and outline lighting systems. Within Article 600, you will find sections detailing the permitted wiring methods, the required overcurrent protection, the necessary grounding and bonding, and the placement of disconnects for electrical signs. The scope of Article 600 covers all fixed, portable, and mobile electric signs and outline lighting systems, whether they are located indoors or outdoors. It includes signs that are permanently connected to the electrical system and those that are cord and plug connected. Outline lighting, as defined in the NEC, refers to an arrangement of incandescent lamps or electric discharge lighting to outline or call attention to certain features such as the shape of a building or the decoration of a window. The NEC defines an electric sign as a fixed, stationary, or portable self-illuminated or externally illuminated utilization equipment with words, symbols, pictures, or other advertising or informative content. Electric signs are often used to convey messages or information to the public and are commonly found in commercial and industrial settings. Understanding the specific requirements outlined in Article 600 is crucial for ensuring that electrical signs are installed safely and in compliance with the NEC. This knowledge helps to prevent electrical hazards and ensures the longevity and reliability of the sign installation. Some key considerations within Article 600 include, firstly, wiring methods. The NEC specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for use in electrical signs, which may include conduit, cable, or flexible cords. A choice of wiring method will depend on the specific application and the environmental conditions at the installation location. Secondly, overcurrent protection. Electrical signs must be protected against overcurrents by fuses or circuit breakers. The size of the overcurrent protection device must be properly selected to protect the wiring and equipment from damage due to excessive current flow. Thirdly, grounding and bonding. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for preventing electrical shock hazards. The NEC requires that all metal parts of electrical signs be grounded and bonded together to provide a low impedance path for fault current. Fourthly, disconnects. A disconnect switch must be provided to allow for the safe disconnection of the electrical sign from the power source. The disconnect switch must be readily accessible and located within sight of the sign or be capable of being locked in the open position. Fifthly, marking. Electrical signs must be marked with the manufacturer's name, voltage rating, current rating, and other relevant information. This information helps to ensure that the sign is installed and operated safely. In addition to Article 600, other articles of the NEC may also apply to the installation of electrical signs depending on the specific application. For example, Article 410, titled Luminaires, Lamp holders, and Lamps, contains requirements for the installation of lighting fixtures used in electrical signs. Article 430, titled Motors, Motor Circuits, and Controllers, contains requirements for the installation of motors used in electrical signs, such as those used to rotate or animate the sign. Article 250, titled Grounding and Bonding, provides general requirements for grounding and bonding of electrical systems, which are also applicable to electrical signs. It is important to consult the latest edition of the NEC to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and the requirements for electrical signs may change from one edition to the next. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may also apply to the construction and installation of electrical signs. These may include local building codes, underwriters' laboratories, commonly known as UL standards, and other industry standards. Local building codes may have additional requirements for electrical signs, such as restrictions on the size, location, or illumination of signs. UL standards provide safety requirements for electrical signs and other electrical equipment. Compliance with UL standards is often required by local building codes or insurance companies. Other industry standards may provide guidance on the design, construction, and installation of electrical signs. It is essential to be familiar with all applicable standards and regulations to ensure that electrical signs are installed safely and in compliance with all requirements. The NEC also addresses the use of specific components and materials in electrical signs. For example, it specifies the types of wiring that can be used, the types of enclosures that are required, and the types of overcurrent protection devices that are permitted. These requirements are intended to ensure that the components and materials used in electrical signs are suitable for the intended application and that they will not pose a safety hazard. The NEC also addresses the installation of electrical signs in hazardous locations. Hazardous locations are areas where there is a risk of fire or explosion due to the presence of flammable gases, vapors, or dusts. The NEC specifies the types of electrical equipment that can be used in hazardous locations and the installation requirements for such equipment. Electrical signs installed in hazardous locations must be designed and installed to prevent the ignition of flammable substances. This may require the use of explosion-proof enclosures, intrinsically safe circuits, or other special precautions. The NEC also addresses the inspection and testing of electrical signs. Electrical signs must be inspected and tested to ensure that they are installed correctly and that they meet all applicable requirements. Inspections may be performed by local building officials, electrical inspectors, or qualified third-party agencies. Testing may include visual inspections, electrical tests, and functional tests. Any deficiencies identified during inspection or testing must be corrected before the electrical sign is put into service. The NEC also addresses the maintenance of electrical signs. Electrical signs must be maintained in good working order to ensure that they continue to operate safely and reliably. Maintenance may include replacing lamps, repairing wiring, cleaning enclosures, and inspecting for damage. Regular maintenance can help to prevent electrical hazards and extend the life of the electrical sign. In summary, the NEC provides comprehensive requirements for the construction, installation, and maintenance of electrical signs. These requirements are intended to ensure that electrical signs are installed safely and that they do not pose a hazard to the public. It is important to be familiar with all applicable requirements of the NEC and other relevant standards and regulations to ensure compliance and to promote electrical safety. Firstly, understanding the NEC requirements related to wiring methods is crucial. The NEC specifies acceptable wiring methods for use within electrical signs, and it's essential to select the appropriate type based on the environment and specific application. Secondly, adhering to overcurrent protection requirements is paramount. Overcurrent protection devices, such as fuses or circuit breakers, must be properly sized to protect the wiring and components of the sign from excessive current, preventing potential fire hazards. Thirdly, proper grounding and bonding are vital for electrical safety. Grounding and bonding create a low impedance path for fault currents, reducing the risk of electric shock and ensuring that protective devices operate correctly. Fourthly, disconnect switches are necessary for safe maintenance and repairs. A readily accessible disconnect switch allows for the complete isolation of the electrical sign from the power source, ensuring the safety of personnel working on the sign. Fifthly, correct marking and labeling are essential for identification and safety. Electrical signs must be clearly marked with the manufacturer's information, voltage, current ratings, and other relevant data to facilitate proper installation, operation, and maintenance. In addition to these points, the NEC also covers aspects such as the types of materials that can be used, the installation requirements for signs in hazardous locations, and the need for regular inspections and maintenance. By following the guidelines in the NEC, electrical professionals can ensure that electrical signs are not only functional but also safe and compliant with industry standards. The information contained within the NEC is not static. It evolves with technological advancements and lessons learned from real-world experiences. The NEC is typically updated every 3 years to incorporate these changes, so it's imperative for anyone working with electrical signs to stay current with the latest edition. Moreover, understanding the NEC requirements is not just a matter of compliance, it's a matter of safety. Electrical signs, if not properly installed and maintained, can pose significant risks, including electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. By adhering to the NEC guidelines, these risks can be minimized, protecting both the public and the professionals who work with these signs. Further, the NEC often references other industry standards, such as those developed by Underwriters Laboratories, also known as UL. These standards provide more detailed specifications for the construction and testing of electrical signs, and compliance with these standards is often required by local codes or insurance providers. For example, UL 48, which is the standard for electric signs, covers the safety requirements for electric signs and outline lighting. It specifies the construction, performance, and marking requirements for these products, ensuring that they meet minimum safety standards. It's also important to note that the NEC is not the only set of regulations that may apply to electrical signs. Local building codes may have additional requirements, such as restrictions on the size, location, or illumination of signs. These local codes are often based on the NEC but may include amendments or additions to address specific local concerns. Therefore, it's crucial to consult both the NEC and the local building codes when designing, installing, or maintaining electrical signs. Finally, it's worth emphasizing that the NEC is a comprehensive document that covers a wide range of electrical topics. While Article 600 specifically addresses electrical signs and outline lighting, other articles of the NEC may also be relevant, depending on the specific installation. For example, Article 250 covers grounding and bonding, which are essential for electrical safety, while Article 300 covers wiring methods, which specify how electrical conductors should be installed. Therefore, it's important to have a thorough understanding of the entire NEC to ensure that all applicable requirements are met.